Hi there everyone, it's me, TheDomotaku. I am back, returned, haircut and all. It's super freaking hot outside, so I apologize if I'm sweating or taking a lot of water right now. It's just like, this whole past few days, it's been freaking hot. There's some heat wave or some shit, so I don't know what the hell that is, but it's hot, and it's probably not a great time to do this podcast recording thing, but I wanted to do it anyway because it's been so long! It's been so long, guys. How have you been? I've been doing okay, I guess. Yes. So I forget exactly what podcast is this because it's been different times. Is it 5? Is it 6? It's probably one of those. But yes. So today, I'm gonna be talking about a lot of things. I'm gonna be filling you in, updating on me personally and IRL stuff because it's been so long since I've done this. It's been so long since I've done a video on anime or anything else. Like the latest videos I put were just video game stuff, gotcha stuff, and I'm just like, when's the last time I ever talked about anime? Or whatever, right? So that's what this is for, the podcast. So in personal news, in my news, if you guys, I think, did I put this on a video before? I don't remember. But essentially, I think I mentioned this before in past podcasts or videos or whatever, that essentially it was my last semester in college, right? And I graduated. Yeah, celebrate to me. And that was like, what, May? It was May, it's June right now. So it's been a few weeks since I've graduated, and it's the free life. Not technically free, but you know what I mean. But yeah, personal story from my final semester in college and whatnot. It was somewhat hell. I say somewhat because I got through it all, but then like there are a lot of times where it was just a lot of hard work and a lot of just like all-nighters and sacrificing my sleep and energy and stuff like that. It was just so like ridiculous. I think I've complained about it a few times in a previous podcast. Don't quote me on that if I did, but I made so many videos where I'm just like, hey, it's me, I'm doing an all-nighter for the freaking midterm project or the final project. I'm just like, why does the final semester have to be like this? It's so freaking stupid. And to add on, right, the scheduling was just ridiculous. Okay, I had like, the scheduling was off and it just caused so much haywall, and then to add on to it, I was doing another thing. I took on an internship that, along with my semester, which just like threw things out of order and chaos, and I managed to pull through it all. And in the end, I'm looking back at myself, I was like, man, I totally was super stressed. I was super like pissed, and I was super just like, I hated it so much. But since I got through it all, I'm just looking at myself like, damn, like I salute myself, my past self, man. Like he did some good shit and he sacrificed a lot of work and blood and energy and stuff like that. And now here I am, free, graduated, and doing this video essentially. So that's about it. That's essentially why I've never uploaded a podcast, or like, let's take a look, shall we? I have my handy dandy iPad right here. I can just take a look on when the last video I uploaded was, and I'm super bright now. Let's take a look. It might be bad because internet sucks in this room, which is another thing I'll talk about actually. So my videos, let's take a look, shall we? So I did upload a manga buy video that was like last week. I did a stream test. Last month, it was the Fate Grand Order's CCC event collab, and then another manga buy video, then a Bang Dream Gotcha video, then a Valentine's Day video from Fate, and then the second podcast for TheDomotaku. That was 4 months ago. I missed out on so much. What happens in 4 months? I'm pretty sure that's like 2 anime seasons there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's another thing I'm going to mention in this video actually. So after this all review and catch up on myself and my IRL personal life, I'm going to be talking about all the anime that I missed out on last season and the current anime for spring 2019, what I'm watching so far, and just other things like anime movies that I've been covering recently and looking into. And yeah, that'll be fun. So you'll have a little timeline description thing, and what the hell? You have a timeline or timestamp of everything that I talk about in the description, so feel free to navigate through that if you want to cut through the chase and see what I'm talking about. But anyways, yeah, so it's been a while since I've done a podcast video, and everything's just been video games, gotchas, manga buys, and it's just like so off. that I've been on contact with my anime side. Because I've been watching anime, you know, last season was pretty good. This season is kind of, you know, slowed down a bit, which is why I'm doing a lot of other things than making videos and watching anime and games and whatnot. I've been doing a lot of personal stuff. But yeah, so, you know, essentially the whole reason why I really didn't make a lot of videos back in the day, or I didn't really do too much anime stuff, is because I didn't have the time, because it was stupid school the last semester. And I think if I had the clips, I might show you, but I mean, we'll put that for another time. That's essentially it for the catch up on me. And now that I have this free time, it's hot as hell. And so let's get to the anime side. Let's talk, enough about me. That's essentially all about me. Here I am now, free domo with a lot of time on their hands. It's hot. I got a haircut, and it's like, I want to make another podcast. I want to talk about all the anime because I want to catch up on everything. So let's do that. So let's take a look, shall we? Aside from that, in terms of video games, you see my PS4s right here, and I'm trying to get back into finishing all the playthroughs and stuff that started on PS4. And the internet's not the greatest in this room. Streaming is like such a hard, or not a hard thing to do. It's like, it's complicated in terms of like when I did it before, and then I had to change the set of like where the PS4 was located, and it kind of coincided with my brother's room and stuff like that, and now it's over here, so I can't really stream it here because the internet's crap in this area. But there's an alternative way to continue my gaming, so we'll put that on hold for now. Anyways, let's talk about anime, guys. So right now we're currently on spring 2019. What's after spring 2019? Oh, summer. Duh. So previously we were in winter 2019, and there's some stuff from winter that are still in spring. We're like Rising the Shield Hero. I think I did cover that a few times in the previous podcast, but Shield Hero is overall pretty good. Like at this point in the anime, I think there's like 2 or 3 episodes left. Like that anime is like, well, it got 25, 24 episodes compared to everything else. I got 24, like 12. So if anything, I could expect a season 3, considering they introduced some new characters in the next arc from like Rising the Shield Hero. Like they came so far. Like this is like I really like Shield Hero. I started off in the manga and they animated it. It's pretty good. I like it. So that's like what the first thing on this list is. So Rising of the Shield Hero, Promised Neverland. So Promised Neverland was another interesting series that I really liked. That was up there for my anime of the season for what do you call it? Versus winter. I was confusing myself. So yeah, and Promised Neverland. I never expected Promised Neverland to have a very conclusive ending. So I'm spoiler alert for maybe possible for everyone who's watching this. So you've been warned for Promised Neverland. But I never expected Promised Neverland to resolve the whole thing of them escaping the orphanage in 12 episodes. Like, it blows my mind, like, how they were able to do that and how it actually worked and flowed. Because, like, I thought, like, how I imagined Promised Neverland was going to end, right, was that they come up with a plan to thing, and essentially, like, they would like try to execute it and they don't show them like escaping. But then it freaking blew my mind when, you know, we lost what's his name? Was it Emma, Ray, and Norman? You know, we lost Norman, and like, you know, they had this whole like downward like trend of like their motivation and stuff like that, and then, you know, that was actually a ruse for them to escape, and when they actually escaped and pulled it off, and they had so much unexpected things like telling all the younger kids and stuff and telling more of the kids in the orphanage, just like, this shit actually worked. And they show off the thing with them escaping into the world, and then that was the end. And I'm just like, oh, that's cool. And there is a second season for Promised Neverland confirmed. I forget exactly what the date is, but there is a second season confirmed. And, you know, I see the manga from time to time in Barnes & Noble. I don't want to say anything, but I mean, I think the covers might have spoiled me just a bit. But yeah, there's a season 2 for Promised Neverland, which is really exciting if you really enjoyed it the first time, or the first season, spring, winter anime. So I think it's in 2020, probably is, you know. So if you like Promised Neverland, then stay tuned for the second season. I'll do some video on it if I ever get a trailer or something like that. That's next. Mob Psycho. I never finished Mob Psycho. I'm sorry, guys. I have so much catch up to do. Kaguya-sama Love is War. this was the late bloomer anime that I totally like didn't really start off watching in the beginning of the season, but then after I saw so many people talking about it, like it was on my list of things to watch eventually. I just never got to it. It took me some time because I was looking for like what we had. We had like Rising of the Shield Hero, Promised Neverland, and like, you know, I wanted some like some romance or slice of life or comedy. Well, actually, I found this series to be a lot more funny than I thought it would be. But yeah, everyone really liked Love is War, and like, you know, I was gonna get on that too. I never got to it. I got to it super late, and when I did, I was just like catching up on so much stuff, and I was like, man, I totally regret not watching this when it came out weekly, because like this shit is comedy gold, and I was laughing at it so much, and it became like really up there for one of my favorites. Oh well, it's up there for like a top series for the season, right? And you know, it like they ended it, and it's like, man, I would love some more of this. And then there's the whole thing with the Chica meme and the ED. Was it the second ED, episode 3 ED? I had that song on my phone actually. That was just because it was adorable and kawaii as fuck. But yeah, Kaguya-sama was great. Really liked it. Let's see. Let's continue on, shall we? Domestic Girlfriend or Domestic Kanojo. So this series, spoiler alert, not spoiler alert, but like, you know, there's a lot of series in this season, the winter anime, that they were based off manga adaptations and stuff like that. They're you know, they had mangas and they got anime adaptations, so I kind of knew what the hell is gonna happen in a few of them. The Domestic Girlfriend is an example of that, where I kind of know. Like, Domestic Girlfriend has like 200 chapters almost, and there's so much stuff covered, like, that's not even in the anime. But I thought the anime was really cool and all because it kind of recapped me in the very beginning of the series and how different it is from now in the manga, because I'm like in chapter 200 whatever, right? Like, it's so exciting. I really like the series, and to see like how it originally came from is this really good like stroll down memory lane sort of thing. And the opening was pretty good. Like, the opening kind of made the anime feel like, whoa, this is like so different from what I remember of this series or like the very beginning of this show. But they did cover where did they go? Where did it end? I forget exactly how it ended. I'm pretty sure I know. Well, it ended in a good cliffhanger note sort of thing. But I mean, if they do get a second season of that thing, then they clearly have a lot of material for it, because the manga is quite amazing. Also, if you really like Domestic Girlfriend, I highly encourage you to read the manga, because it's just a lot of stuff there for you. There's a lot of content, and there's a lot of good stuff that happens in the manga. I can't like, it's 200 chapters. I don't know exactly what chapter in the manga that the anime cuts off at, but there's just so much content that you can read, and it's just really good. So highly recommend Domestic Girlfriend if you guys haven't really read that yet. Quintessential Quintuplets. I think this is, I can't say this is my favorite anime because I read the manga. This is the one series that I'm just like, damn it, I read the manga, I know what the hell's gonna happen and all this shit. I'm just like, I don't even know the true answer of who's the true wife in the end in the manga. Like, that's a spoiler right there. But yeah, the series is still ongoing. And when I first discovered the manga series for Quintessential Quintuplets, like, I thought, I was like, oh my goodness, this is like Nisekoi all over again. Well, Nisekoi took like, I forget how many chapters, like 200 plus, something like that. But yeah, this is like another sort of Nisekoi-esque sort of thing, and I really enjoyed it. I'm just like, oh my gosh, the manga's so great. And I learned that I was getting an anime adaptation. I'm just like, oh my gosh, the anime adaptation is so freaking great. It reminds me of like so much, like it's everything in color and everything. And of course, everyone likes Miku because Miku's best girl. And then like, I ran my mouth and I'm super tired and hot and sweaty. But yeah, the anime ended in a very, I wouldn't say trolly way, but then it's so open-ended, and that's why they're getting a second season, because, you know, Quintessential Quintuplets, I think, is very, well, I really enjoy it. I think everyone likes it also, although, like I said, it's like Nisekoi, it's like this, you know, whole romance harem, I don't know what you call this thing, but like, you know, there's like this overall ending goal that we know that Futaro gets married to one of the quintuplets, and we're just like dying to freaking figure out who the hell that is, because I don't know who that is, and I'm learning so much shit in the manga that if you guys really like the series, then feel free to read the manga, or well, I can't really guarantee reading the manga because, like, what, this is the second season. I don't know when that's gonna happen. But if you want to wait for the anime, then feel free to. If you don't want to get spoiled yourself and read books versus watching anime, then feel free to. But there is so much stuff that happens in the manga, and there's so much stuff, like, I don't remember. I could grab, let me grab the manga right now. I'm telling you this because so far I have volume 3 of Quintessential Quintuplets, and here you have Nino, who is super awesome in the manga. I can't say for sure why, but let's see, where does this end? This doesn't even cover the ending of the episode. I'm pretty sure in the next volume, in volume 4, that is when the anime ends, because here they are going on the trip. Yes, that's exactly where this ends. And in volume 4, well, actually, no, wait. Oh, shit. No, wait, yeah, that could be, yeah. Volume 4 is where the series ends. And I'm pretty sure they're at volume 8 or 9 right now in the manga. So, there's so much chapters to go through. I think, like, we're on chapter 80 or 90. And then here we have chapters, if it tells me, we got like chapter 23 in this one. The last chapter is 23. So there's so much stuff in the manga. Like, if you really want to like see what the hell happens after, then you can totally read the manga. You can catch up and be one of those guys like me who's like, I read the manga, I know what the hell is the deal with the thing. I don't know who the true girl is, but I know so much stuff that everyone who watched the anime doesn't. I'm not saying that in a negative context. It's just like, if you really want to get more Quintessential Quintuplets, read the manga. That's the OG right there. Why can't I put this back? Okay. I spent so much time talking about Quintessential Quintuplets, but I just really enjoy it so much. It's just like, I want to know. I want it to be Miku, but like, I can't say anything. I don't want to spoil anything in the manga. If you want to have me do a legit like Quintessential Quintuplets discussion thing with the manga and spoilers, let me know in the comments, because I will do that shit. Boogie Pop. I did not finish Boogie Pop. You know, Boogie Pop, I thought it was pretty cool that it has this overall like sci-fi thing, and the whole episodes were like jumbled in order and done in different perspectives and stuff, but I just never got to it. I kind of dropped it because, like, once again in the beginning I was talking about how school kept me from doing a lot of things and watching things. I only kept with the shows I really wanted to see, like Rising of the Shield Hero, Kaguya. No, actually Kaguya I watched it late because of school too. And what else? Promised Neverland and Quintuplets, and then Shield Hero were like the ones I really kept up with, and was like, okay, like these ones are on the days that I can really relax and chill, not worry about work. I'll watch a few episodes, then I'll go back to homework and projects and shit like that. That's essentially what happened. Day Live 3. Listen up, guys. Okay, I know Day Live is just like, it's just like, I won't say it's like a mediocre series. What's the term I'm looking for? Is it a guilty pleasure? I guess I'll say it's a guilty pleasure. I don't know. Back in the day, once upon a time, I think I talked about this before in another podcast, I watched Day Live 1, and I thought that it was the shit, and I'm just like, I don't know, like a teenage domo, or I'm pretty sure I was in high school. Yeah, that's when it came. I forget. Let me see when Day Live aired. But yeah, essentially Day Live 3, I thought it was like, what happened to Day Live 2? I don't remember exactly. Look, Day Live, I can't say that the plot is like overall like super complex or anything. It's Day Live. If you watch Day Live, then you sort of know what I'm talking about. But it's like a whole harem sort of thing, and I thought that the new characters and the arcs they covered in this season were okay. Okay, were they okay? I guess they were really cool. Look, Natsumi's arc I thought Natsumi's arc was a cool like little mystery sort of thing. It's like a little recap, or like a little like character development time for all the girls, because there's so many freaking characters in this thing now, or spirit girls and the harem or whatever. And I was like, I forget exactly who's who and what the heck was the thing, because season 2 came back like a few years ago, and then they added Natsumi, and then they had this whole who's next? Was it? I forget exactly what that'll happen, but you know, there's this whole thing with origami, and that was a cool arc, and honestly that was pretty cool. The ending, actually, yeah, okay, this is what I want to talk about. The ending kind of felt like I don't know about that ending. It was just like sort of like, I guess, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do a season 4 of Daylight. It got a movie after the second season, and I thought the movie was kind of cool actually, because it's focused on this random. Actually, wait, was Mayuri in this season? I forget. I can't talk too much about Daylight. Daylight is just like, you know, it's really like, you know, off the side anime that I enjoy personally, and I thought that the season was pretty. The arcs were cool. Sometimes the animation kind of seemed funky. The opening thing was freaking awesome. I really loved the opening theme and the consistency of the same band. I think their name's Sweet Arms, right? And like, the ending is, I don't know what the doing was. Dating Live is. If Dating Live is done in the light novel or the manga, I think it is. And then if they do a 4th season, they could totally finish it. Then by all means, I'll watch it, because I stuck with this since like, I think 4 years ago. When I started YouTube 4 years ago, I think that was season 2 that started airing. So I think that it came out way before then. So okay, no more Day Life. Like Day Life, I enjoyed it personally. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. Let's move on to that. Wata 10, the angel flew down on me. I watched this one super late. Like after I'll describe all these animes that I was watching, right? I was like, man, I kind of want a cute girls doing cute things anime that I can just, you know, Rising of the Shield Heroes, your isekai, Promised Neverland, some mystery horror sort of thing. What else did I got here? Domestic Girlfriend was just like drama. Kaguya-sama was comedy. Quintessential Quintuplets was a romance technically. And then like, you know, Daily Lives, and I wanted like some cute girls doing cute things that I want to laugh at and just like relax and have a fun time. And Wata 10 was something I forgot about essentially, and I just watched it super late, and I'm just like, okay, you know, I'll finally get to this thing. I'm finally done with a few projects. I got to it, and I was like, I didn't complete it. Yeah, I didn't complete it. I watched like 4 episodes of it, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll watch it the rest later, and I never got to it. So here I am talking about this anime that I never completed. But you know, cute girls doing cute things. What can you do, right? Here, the next one is Magical Girl Asuka. I never finished that one either. I wanted to get to it, but I'm pretty sure like I don't know. I never finished it. The only thing I'll say about my Magical Girl Asuka is I like the opening. That opening is fire. Just saying. Where's Bang Dream? Yes, Bang Dream! I wanted to talk about Bang Dream. I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure Bang Dream's second season aired this season. And here it is. So I finally get to talk about Bang Dream's second season. And I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, that's like the last anime I ever watched. So Bang Dream is another anime that I always kept up with in the season in winter. And now that it's done, I think it's 12 or 13 episodes. Like Bang Dream's second season was overall a success in my opinion, and I think that it was really great. And I think that it's great. It's a great sequel to Bang Dream in general. So there are some issues with Bang Dream second season that I have with just like a lot of like timeline stuff and whatnot, but that's just a pet peeve of me. I'm not a pet peeve, it's just a sort of thing I noticed, because essentially Bang Dream second season is technically a season 2 or like, you know, sequel to the first season, right? But then it brings in the whole Bang Dream universe. I don't know what the hell I'm calling it, but it brings in the whole universe, which is essentially Roselia, Afterglow, Pastel Palettes, Hello Happy World, and the girls band party thing essentially. So like originally with Bang Dream, right, I started off with Bang Dream season 1, which I thought, I was like, oh cool, this is like a girls band thing, J-pop, J-rock thing, and I was like, I got some cool songs to it, and I thought the series it's pretty good. It's average, you know, it's cool. I like the songs, I like, you know, it's a pretty thing. And then they released the whole game, the video game, the girls band party, where they introduced different bands and everything. I was like, oh shit, that's cool, I guess. I never got to it until, like, you know, it became English, released in English, and then, you know, spread to the nation and whatnot. Now I play it all the time on my iPad, and I was like, I'm a Roselia fan now. I'm a Roselia fanboy, I swear. And then, yeah, I thought that the content in Roselia and Girls and Party was like, oh, this is like a sequel. This is a season 2 right here. This is Girls Band Party. They have all the bands, and you get to learn about them in the game itself. And Poppin' Party essentially is like, this is them after the whole events of season 1, because, you know, they became a band, they played at Circle, or not Circle, they played at Space, and then, you know, they go on these little adventure things with all the characters in the universe. Through the game, through the events, you get some songs, and like, yeah, it's just some fun and stuff, right? So with second season for Bang Dream, right, and when I first went into it, I was like, so is this gonna be the game animated, or is this gonna be like a legit sequel, or like how does this gonna work? So when I first came into Bang Dream second season, it was a legit sequel. Like, they placed the characters way apart from the first season, and even after Girls Band Party, or like some events of Girls Band Party. So, and essentially, when you start off Bang Dream second season, it's like they sort of introduced Roselia, Hello Happy World, Afterglow, Past the Past. They introduced the other band girls, and they just sort of expect you to know them already, or like, you know, like, oh yeah, they're here, and I'm just like, wait, I only know these people because I played the mobile game. But then what if people never played the mobile game? Then it's just like, well, I guess I sort of have to know these people now. And they kind of fix that a bit, because they do have like some episodes, like they have like a few one episodes dedicated towards the bands. Like, I think Roselia has one where they're like, they do their own live show. They have Pastel Palettes one. They had Hello Happy World one where they're trying to cheer up Poppin' Party. Who's the other one? Afterglow. Afterglow did some like little like streets festival sort of thing. Well, you don't really get to know much about. Well, you get to know a little bit about them. That's about it. But I really know these characters because of the game, and I see how their band became like a band. Like, how did Roselia start their band? Like, I found that in the girls band mobile game. How did Afterglow start being a band? I found that in the mobile game. How did Hello Happy World or Pastel Palettes come together? I found that in the mobile game. That's not given to you in the second season, which was just like, oh, I guess you have to have played the mobile game to watch this thing, unless you just go with the flow and like, okay, that's Roselia, that's Afterglow, that's thing, and that's that. And I'm just like, okay, fine, whatever. But I mean, that's just, you know, if you came from season 1 straight to season 2 and you never played the mobile game, then let me know how you feel about it, because I just feel that you would have to play some of the mobile game to know who these people are and get a sense of what they've been through already before the second season, because the second season is like way farther into the Bang Dream girls band mobile game. Oof, okay, that's my long talk about that. Essentially, so with that said and done, I really enjoyed second season because it is a true sequel to all the characters in the series, and you have them go through a lot of different like hardships and stuff like that, because as anime characters get older, they have to come to terms with the series ending or whatever. That's essentially what Love Live, whatever, you know. So yeah, I think second season takes place like a year after or something like that, and essentially all the girls are like third years, and they have their own things going on, and they don't really spend much time together. It's mostly Poppin' Party, actually. Poppin' Party gets a lot of like development in this season, because of like how they've grown older in their own ways, and they're kind of like, you know, they don't have time to spend with each other a lot of the time, and they don't know what to do about their band and its future, and that's what they decide to do with this season, where they kind of like try to organize their own live show in a concert, and like, you know, try to like do something, like organize an event for themselves. And then you have the side thing with Raise the Suilen, or Raise the Suilen. Yeah, there's an I before, right? Raise the Suilen. That band, so like, I heard of Raise the Suilen before in the game. Was it in the game? Or like, I just heard about this new band, right? And I was like, I have no clue who this band is. And they introduced them in the second season. I was like, oh, this is actually perfect, because, you know, this is their origin story for Raise the Suilen, except they don't actually come together. Not all the members. I know like one member. His name's Rock, right? Yeah. So you have Raise the Suilen coming in also and being introduced in the second season, and having them form their band with Chutu, and then trying to take Otae from Poppin' Party as the guitarist for their band, and that causes a huge dilemma with all the characters of Poppin' Party. I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is some legit like drama and stuff going on here, because Otae can technically become, like, I'm pretty sure Otae like likes being a guitarist and stuff like that, and you know, eventually in the future she'd probably want to be a professional guitarist. And, you know, with Reza Soyun, who's freaking being super popular right now, you could really be the main guitarist for that band and have a future in it, right? Whereas Pop and Party, they don't know what to do with their band and whether to continue it or not. And I'm just like, oh gosh, moral dilemmas, right? But essentially, you know, spoiler alert for second season, Pop and Party reigns Pop and Party. She stays with them. And then Reza Soyun is left without a guitarist, except it's kind of confirmed that if you look in the wiki or whatever, that Rock, I don't know. I'm pretty sure her name is Rock, but in the subtitles they call it L because L and R's in Japan is like, you know, thing. But her name is Rock, essentially, right? She's the guitarist for Reza Soyun, and they didn't have her join the team in this season, which is like, oh my goodness, is like, oh, we're a band, we're looking for a guitarist, and then we know of this said guitarist right here who's looking for a band also, and I'm just like, why can't you have these two meet and become a thing already? That's why there's a third season announced for this series, and a movie. I'll get to that after that. So yeah, essentially, Pop and Party has cool, like, you know, character moment where they have all the members sort of come together again. They make their badass song of Returns, which is actually my new favorite song from them. It used to be If in August, but, you know, Returns and the context of why it was created just like blew my heart away, because I'm just like, oh man, you know, Taya really loves her band members and her group, and she wants to stay with them, and she wrote the song, and I was like, it hurts. It makes my heart like go doki doki every time I hear it. I don't know what the fuck I just meant with that, but you know, I have that song on my phone. Yeah, and the way the season ends is that you have Pop and Party create their show, right? They organize an event show for themselves and essentially invite the whole girls band party bands, and then there's like, and even Pastel Pellets, which is a professional idol group, and it's like, yo, you want to go do this event with us because we're all friends and we know each other, and like, yeah, let's do it. And they all show off a new song, which blew my freaking mind. It was like, oh my gosh, Rosalia's Pop and Party's new song was Returns, right? And Dreamers Go. That song already came out in the world. Rosalia, Firebird, Afterglow got On Your Mark, Pastel Palettes, I forgot what the song was called because I forget something, and then Hell Happy World got the new song, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, all these new songs to, you know, check out later when they get released in the year. And that was it. They play their concert. I think Reza Soyun is just like, you know, we won't lose to you guys, even though they don't have a guitarist, and that's where the season ends. I'm just like, wait, so Reza Soyun doesn't like come together in the season, and then they announced the movie and a third season. So I'm pretty sure the movie is first, which I saw like a visual, but it has all the bands like all the main 5 bands come together, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if there's a synopsis for the movie, but I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't know. Wait, I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me look it up real quick. In terms of the third season, I'm surprised this thing got a third season overall, because, like, I have no clue where to go with the series next. Like, Bang Dream Girls Band Party, the mobile game, is like a 1.5. Season 2 is part 2. And then where would they go even after all this? I think it would have to do with the movie then, unless they do like a Reza Soyun thing. Bang Dream movie. Okay, so yeah, like, I don't know what they would do for, I had no clue what they would do for a third season, but they sort of, you know, introduced Reza Soyun. And then for a movie, I have no clue what they would do for a movie. Let me see if there's a synopsis here. The franchise anime will have a movie and a third season next winter. That's it. They don't have a synopsis for the movie. That better not be a fucking spider. That looks like a fucking spider. Hold the phone here. Emergency. That's a fucking spider. Oh, hell no. Okay. Crisis averted. I dealt with a thing. I actually made a terrible mistake. So when I tried swatting it, like I tried sandwiching it with 2 different objects, right? I think I actually like blew it off the web, and it flew like over in that direction over there. Hopefully it's dead, but Let's get back on with the show. So, I lost my train of thought now because that's a kill a spider. Anyways, I think we're talking about Bang Dream season 3, or not season 3. Well, you're talking about Bang Dream, pretty sure. So essentially, I think it's good that there's a second movie, or there's a movie, and there's season 3, which means more songs, awesome, more content, awesome. Might be some kind of like thing related to the game, who knows? And maybe in season 3, we can have an official thing with Razor Suilen, or maybe in the video game, we can have Razor Suilen become part of the members, because so far in the mobile party game, from the English version at least, we only get one song that's Riot from them, and we only actually get any of their characters. It would just, you know, that's an idea. So let me see real quick. I think we're just talking about the anime season, right? Yeah, so winter, and that's it for winter. You know, so far it's pretty good. A lot of stuff. Rising the Shield Hero was probably, you know, the mainstream choice of thing, and it's also continuing on here in spring. So we can talk about spring now. Yeah, spring. So looking back at the previous videos so far, I have not talked about anything from this spring 2019 season whatsoever, and we're currently like even 9 or 10 weeks in, and I feel so left behind, and that's why we're talking about this today, because I totally haven't. So first on the list here is One Punch Man season 2. Now I've finished One Punch Man season 1. One Punch Man season 2 I've never started yet. I haven't started it at all. Like, I have no excuse actually. Well, actually, so episode 10. So this is actually still going. Wait, 10 weeks ago. Okay, so spring 2019 started when I was still in school. Actually, that's actually interesting to think about. So even when I was still in school, like, I think the winter ended, and then the new season came on. I was like, oh shit! I'm like, I gotta find out what's all the new stuff. I didn't make a video looking me at the anime chart. I probably would have done that at that time, but who knows? But yeah, so I guess, you know, there's a lot of stuff to catch up with too, because we only have like 3 weeks left or 2. So yeah, One Punch Man season 2. I mean, it's One Punch Man. I'll probably enjoy it. So what I'm currently watching religiously is Kimetsu no Yaiba, or Demon Slayer, because oh my gosh, this shit looks so good. Like, when I heard that this is gonna be animated by Ufotable, people who do the recent Fate, like Heaven's Feel or Unlimited Blade Works, I was like, wow, they're doing something that's not Fate. Actually, I shouldn't be. Well, every time I hear Ufotable, I think of Fate. So let me see if there is other anime that they've done, because from the top of my head, I know they've done the Kara no Kyokai movies. There's the Fate Heaven's Feel, which is like the recent one. Does it tell me? No, I can't. I want to look up like. Oh, here. Yes. Okay. So here are all the lists of all the Ufotable stuff so far. So it's Fate, Heaven's Feel. They have the Emiya cooking thing. Let's see. They did Tales, actually. Tales of the Zestria. I forgot about that. Toka and Rambu. Oh, I totally forgot about this. God Eater. They did do God Eater. I was like, oh yeah. They did a few things. Yeah, okay, so not too much. I see mostly a lot of Fate in here, but I mean, that's what they're known for. Gotta turn off notifications from my thing. Okay, anyway, so back to Demon Slayer. So far, it just looks really good. And I mean, Ufotable does a really good thing with their fight scenes and everything. And it's just, like, I think people say it a lot online, but I think it's super refreshing to see something like this, like a shonen action sort of thing. I don't know. I just thought, like, man, this looks good, and this feels so different from most of the recent shonens that I've seen so far. I'm just like, I don't know why. There's just a certain flair to it. But I really like Demon Slayer. I think I'm on episode, I just said this right here. Let me see. Episode 11 airs 3 days from now. So yeah, until episode 12, which is the last one, assumingly. I don't know. I never actually looked at it. But yeah, Demon Slayer is up there for my favorites. Attack on Titan. I can't do the thing. Attack on Titan season 3. So this is a late bloomer, because like it started like, let me see. It's the second part of the third season, and so far shit has gone down in this series, and we finally got to the freaking basement. And this recent episode, I just watched it. We don't have a conclusive answer yet, but we have some answer to what is in the basement, and we'll find out probably more in next week's episode. But I mean, Attack on Titan, I don't know about this. So this ending in 2 episodes from what this thing is telling me, and if they end it, would there be a season 4? Or towards the last episode, would they tease something for season 4? So far, Attack on Titan is super popular, and even in the recent episodes, they have some lot of losses, and they have some mishaps and stuff. Some of the enemies are still alive, and a lot of stuff they can still do in the series. So I'm kind of interested to see how Attack on Titan goes now. Of course, there are Attack on Titan manga readers. My friend has told me a little bit sometimes, like, oh, like, how far are you in Attack on Titan? And it's like, oh, I'm over here. And it's like, I stopped reading the manga after this point. And it's like, oh man, dude, shit goes down. Or like, there's just so much shit. And it's just like, okay, man, don't say anything, please. Or like, okay, cool. We'll get to that eventually, right? So that's Attack on Titan. Fruits Basket. I've never seen the original Fruits Basket. I don't even know when this original Fruits Basket came out. I think it came out like super long ago, but yeah, I never watched it. And then this series I was supposed to watch, I haven't really seen a lot of things right now quoting me, like Fruits Basket, I saw this remastering, and I saw a lot of people were super happy about it. I'm just like, oh yeah, I guess we watched the old anime or the manga or whatever, and then it was like they're happy it's getting a remaster, and I'm just like, maybe I'll probably check it out with this remaster, because I never got the chance to when I was younger, or like when the old version came in. I haven't seen the episode yet, so probably at the end of the time when I finally get to it, I'll have an opinion on Fruits Basket. But until then, I like it horizontal. This is much more cooler, actually. Next, a bunch of other anime that I've never seen before. Kenji no Mago, looks like some kind of isekai thing. Fox something, Kitsune no Senko-san. This one, I see a lot of things online about it. I was just like, Fox Girl, essentially. I don't know too much about it aside from that. BOKUBEN, We Never Learn, Bokutachi wa Benkyo ga Dekinai. This series, so this is another case of a series that I've read the manga to, and it got an anime adaptation, so now I'm just like, well shit, I've already read the manga. I kind of have a good sense of what's gonna happen in the show. So I think in episode, it just told me right here, where the frick it go? In episode 10, recently they introduced a new character, and coincidentally enough, I just bought volume 4 of We Never Learn, and it introduces that character. So currently, at episode 10 in the anime, that is currently volume 4 of the manga. I can totally quote that right there. And with 2 episodes left, who knows how the series will end. I know that as of the manga, it's not a spoiler, it's still ongoing, so there's not like a legit, actually I don't know, I think they licensed the manga in my app, so I can't really read it online anymore. I have to read it through physical copies, but at least from what I know, I think it's still ongoing. And this season, this series at least, it's super coincidental because last season we had Quintessential Quintuplets, and then we have this anime, so I'm just like, what's up with all the tutoring harem anime? I'm just like, alright, whatever. Quintessential Quintuplets got a 2nd season confirmed. If this gets a 2nd season, then by all means, I'm okay for that. I like both manga. I'm collecting both manga at the same time currently, it's funny enough. And I actually, wait, which one did I see first? That's a good question. I think I went into Quintessential Quintuplets first, then We Never Learn. I'm pretty sure because my friend introduced me from school or college. He introduced me to BOKUBEN or We Never Learn. That's how I learned about it. But I'm pretty sure before that I was already reading Quintuplets because that was like, oh man, a harem anime where they're all quintuplets and one of them, is destined to be the main character is Nisekoi. I was like, okay, never mind. Next one. Fairy Gone. So this is an original anime by PA Works. I'm pretty sure they did the original one 2 seasons ago. It was what was it called? It was like Irodoku, The World of Colors or something like that, right? That was the original. I'm pretty sure it was by PA Works. quote me if I'm wrong, go ahead. And like, that was awesome. And so I was like, oh man, this studio is like bringing a bunch of like original works to the table, and then this is just like some kind of like soldier fairy war thing. I'm just like, okay, this looks cool, I'll take a look at it. I've never watched the episode yet. Like I said, guys, I'm super behind this season, and I'm only watching like 3 to 4 things this season. That's how slow I am at this stuff. I have a lot of catching up to do. Next up is Carol and Tuesday. This is by Studio Bones. Interesting. This series I have heard of quite a lot on the internet, and it's a music anime, and I just know that I actually don't see too much about it. I just heard that people really like it, and it's a music anime, so I'm just like, okay, I can dig that. I can use some music in my thing. I don't think there's like legit cute girls doing cute things anime going on right now, to my knowledge, unless you count BOKUBEN, but that doesn't count. What else do we got? And that's all. I'm going down this list, right? I'm just like, meh. Oh, there's Vanguard, but everyone knows I watched Vanguard already. And then, oh, here we go. So this season particularly, I don't know why, if it's me or not, or there's some reason, but like, I think that there's a lot more like short anime titles, mostly. Like, there are, like, when I say short, I mean like they only run for like 15 or less than 24 minutes. It's because like you have one where it's like the Isekai Quartet, which is like the Isekai collab thing. I'm just like, I never seen, well, I don't know about this anime because I never seen Tanya or Overlord. I've seen Konosuba and ReZero, so I get the gist of those two, but I've never seen the other two, so I'm just like, do I have to watch those two to understand this, or like, is it just like Isekai fun? I don't know. And then you have like this whole like teacher ecchi thing, which I've never seen yet, but I hear about it all the time. And then there's like this one where like, what is this one? Like, oh, this is the girl that like has like perverted thoughts and stuff like that. And there's this one where Senryu Shoujo, this one I was actually curious about, Senryu Shoujo, where the girl's like doesn't talk, but she always communicates through like poetry or like I don't know, haiku? Is it haiku? Yeah, she like only talks in haiku and she writes it down. I was like, okay, I guess why not? But it's like a romance and stuff like that, and I see a lot of clips on YouTube. And I'm just like, okay, this looks adorable. It could probably be like Love is War. Who knows? Next, meh. Oh, hey, there's Strike Witches. I don't know. And then there's Rising of the Shield Hero. Oh, actually, Boogie Pop is still going on. I forget about that. Who knows? And then, oh, there's the Kabaneri movie. This thing aired May? No way. Oh, that's cool. I just watched this one. And that's about it. So yeah, I'm not watching any of the short anime this season, which is weird, but I mean, like, I could totally watch that faster than all the other ones. But then, like, aside from that, so literally the only things I really keep up with is Demon Slayer. There's BOKUBEN, there's Vanguard, but that's a given. What's the third one? And Attack on Titan. That's it. There's 4. Yes. So then I'm just like, this anime season feels a little bit, what do you call it? Lackluster? I don't say lackluster. It just feels like it doesn't appeal to me too much, or it's very less like, I don't know, like heavy, or like I don't really see too much that interests me or something like that. I don't know, but it just feels really like you know, like, and like when I watch anime, it's like, okay, this is like every season is like this, and it's like you know, maybe there's 1-2 shows that like make like it's like cool and stuff, but then this one is like kind of going downhill. Not downhill in a negative way, but just like last season I used to be watching like 8 or 6 shows or something like that. Now I'm watching 4, right? And I was like, okay, it's probably because I'm like lazy, or I didn't get to it yet, or I just didn't really think that these shows are like, do I want to watch this? I don't feel like it, you know, sort of thing. But I mean, whatever. Demon Slayer is cool. I like it so much. Attack on Titan is freaking amazing. It's Attack on Titan. And like, you know, I'll probably do an anime chart thing for next season, actually thinking about it now, because we're on like episode 10, 11 and stuff for these series. And the animes are ending soon. Mind-blowing, boggling stuff. I mean, I would be cool to see Demon Slayer get a second season because that overall that was just super nice and I really like it. And it has a very, what do you call it? It has a very solid plot structure because if you ever seen the first episode of Demon Slayer, you know, spoiler warning or whatever, but essentially you have this kid whose whole family dies and then her sister becomes a demon and the essential goal is to turn her back into human. And it was like, this is pretty simple, you know, there's an end goal right there. And you know, so far in the anime they've made a lot of progress and the action looks freaking amazing. Let's see, what else? What was that? BOKUBEN, you know, BOKUBEN's comedy, ecchi, harem thing. Whatever, it's fine, hopefully. Let me take a peek at summer 2019. Oh, I see a lot of things already. I can't say anything about these yet, but I'll hold it for the video, for the next video. So that's it for the anime catch-up. So in winter 2019 it was super awesome. You had Promised Neverland, Rising the Shield Hero, Bang Dream, other things. This season kind of slower in a sense. You know, I'm not in a rush to watch too many things, and the other few things I am just like it's whatever. It's manga adaptations or whatever. Now I'm going to be talking about movies because I've been like watching a few anime movies and looking at movies from anime or for anime. I'm just like, it reminds me again, it's like, man, I love anime movies. They look so good and they have so much quality and production into it. So story behind this, because let me see actually if I can find my list of stuff. Sort by last. Yes, okay, here we go. So essentially, I forget exactly when this was. It was like a few weeks ago. I think it's on my, I can check right here. I have it logged right here. Hold the phone here. I just want to be accurate. So May 29, like 2 weeks ago, right? I was hanging out with my friend. He's my college friend, right? And he's a weeb too, essentially. And essentially, we hang out together and we were watching a bunch of anime movies they had on his hard drive, right? And you know, it was like these movies that I was eventually gonna get to, but then I just like, you know, I'm waiting for them and I just forgot about them. And I was like, okay, I'll watch them my own time. I don't have time to watch like movies or whatever. And I finally got to it. We watched it together and we had a blast. And it was just like, man, anime movies look so good. And they're just so like nice to have and watch, you know. So the first movie we watched was it this one? No, wait a minute, which movie did we see first? Okay, I'm pretty sure it was Is the Order of Rabbit or Gochiyusa, the movie Dear My Sister. So then this is the first time I've actually, to my knowledge, have seen a movie based on like cute girls doing cute things. Maybe I have, but don't quote me on that. Well, actually, I don't know exactly. But yeah, so then like when I heard that these series got movies, I'm just like, oh, a movie based off like cute girls doing cute things? I'm just like, I guess. So then when I watched the movie, you know, I haven't seen Gochiyusa in a while or Is the Order of Rabbit, and that was honestly a really great anime that one of my friends got me into because, you know, cute girls doing cute things is just like it's like a solid thing or whatever. And like, you know, it was pretty up there. And then now these days there's always a cute girls doing cute things show every season. But then, you know, this Gochiyusa had this very special funny side to it. And then when they had the movie, I never got to it, and I didn't even know, but they had a third season, and I was like, announced or confirmed. I was like, oh shit. Okay, so yeah, like when I watched the movie, I was getting back into the feel, like all the characters in the universe. Like, man, I haven't seen this series in so long, and I'm watching it again, or like the movie, and you just have the shenanigans and the cuteness or whatever, and the slice of life and the comedy. I'm just like, man, it feels great watching this show. And I'm just like, I haven't seen this. I want to rewatch the first 2 seasons of Is the Order of Rabbit, because this is just like, man, this is like a throwback. Because let me see, the first season aired in 2014. That was 5 years ago. So like, what? How old? That was when I was 5. I can't do basic math. I was like when I was 17. So I was in high school. Oh my god, I was a 3rd year in high school when I first watched Gochiyusa, the first season. That's so trippy thinking about it. I'm old, guys. Joking aside, but yeah, I'm just like, man, okay, like overall, the plot of Gochiyusa is like not a movie review, but like the plot of Gochiyusa Dear My Sister isn't too like like plot heavy. You know, it's a cute girls doing cute things anime, and here we get some more look into Kokoa's mother and her sister, and they've been shown in the anime before and mentioned, but you know, there's just some sort of like, I guess you could say this is a secret, because I forget if this is this like continuing right after the ending of the second season. I think it is though. But essentially, this is essentially like a season 2.5. And then you have season 3 coming out, whatever, in 2020. I don't know. I forgot what the date was. I just saw that there was an announcement for that. And I'm just like, cool. You know, like, it feels like nostalgia or a walk down memory lane. You know, I watched Gochi Yusa season 1 and 2, and I was like, man, this series is a classic. And I'm just like, okay, cool. And then the next anime we watched was Chunibyo, Love Chunibyo and Other Delusions, Take On Me movie. So Chunibyo was another classic movie. When I thought about it, we were gonna watch the Chunibyo movie. He hasn't seen it either yet, so this is the first time we're both watching it. And then when you're watching it, I'm just like, so does this take place after the second season or like right after? I'm just like, man, I haven't seen Chunibyo in so long. And hopefully I can't go back into this one. Maybe I can. Hold up. I want to see. So this movie aired 2018. The season 1 came out in 2013. That is 6 years ago. So that was also when I was in high school, second year to be precise. So yeah, that thing came out when I was a sophomore. And now the movie came out in 2018, and the movie was just like, the quality was so damn good. Like, I forgot how much I love this season or the series because of all the like the delusions and shit, the Chunibyo stuff, and the action, like the random ass action. I'm just like, oh my god, it's so funny. So when I was watching this movie, I had a freaking great time from the start to finish, and I'm just like, oh yeah, you're this character. There's Mori Summer, and then there's the girl with the twin tails who has freaking uses it as weapons and shit. And then there's Rika with the eye patch, and then Banishment This World and stuff. Like I said with Gochi Yusa, it's a walk down memory lane. And I'm just like, man, these were some good ass anime I watched back when I was a high schooler and starting to get into anime. And the movies were just freaking great. And overall, it's a great sequel movie. I think I don't know if they're gonna make another one, but I think this is the end for the Chunibyo series, and that was just great. So really great to finally see these movies. And then the last movie, or not the last movie, but the next movie we saw together was Non Biyori Vacation. Now, Non Biyori, once again, is another cute girls doing cute things anime, but then, you know, on the countryside or whatever. And like, when okay, we're doing this again, but, you know, I'm sorry. So this movie aired in 2018 also, where it was the first season. Okay, you know, we want this one. 2013! So, along with... Okay, yeah, that actually makes sense. So, Chunibyo, the same season or whatever, year, was also Non Biyori's release. And, like, you know, once again, I watched Non Biyori, and I was like, do this. I'm pretty sure... Wait a minute, no. So, Delusions came after this, actually. That's interesting. But yeah, or... No, yeah, you're right. So, like, you know, it's just interesting to see that all these anime I watched back in high school, and I really enjoyed it in high school, and then, you know, I never heard of anything from them until now when I finally watched their movies, and I was like, man, these series were so much fun back in the day, man. And Non Biyori was great. Overall, I can kind of relate to it because they go on vacation, and then, like, they have some, like, fun moments and stuff like that with their friends and relative family. And I'm just like, I can relate to this so much. It's a good slice of life movie, honestly. And then I finally got to watching what's the last movie. I didn't see this with my friend. I watched this myself. I watched the Kabaneri movie 3, which is really weird because they call it a movie, but it's essentially 3 episodes. So I was hella confused, and I'm just like, this is movie 3, right? Why am I watching an episode? Why is the opening playing and why is the ending play? I don't know, but I watched the sequel to Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress, which is like super compared to AOT because instead of Titans you have zombies, and you have, instead of walls you have trains and stuff like that. If you haven't seen this anime, then I highly recommend it. It still looks pretty good. Honestly, the plot might have like kind of went downhill towards the final episodes, but this movie was freaking great and just sort of like has the I think I'm quoting people on the line, but internet, but like essentially the movie does what Kabaneri, like what do you call it, what it does best, which is like super action and shit like that, and like bombing ass soundtrack, and like, you know, yeah. So being a sequel to Kabaneri, the anime, and I'm just like, okay, so how do they tackle, you know, the sequel and all this like this random plot they are like not random, like the ending plot for the anime. So essentially the movie takes place like a few time after the whole events of the anime, and it's just a little contained story where the characters are like, you know, trapped in this one place, and you just have some relationships form and stuff like that, and some action, and I'm just like, oh, this is exactly, you know, it was cool. It was just like a little small story in this movie, but I thought that it was great, and the action was super, you know, action packed, and I was like, so if it's 3 episodes, if it's 24 minutes an episode, but considered a movie, times it by 3, that's like 72 minutes. It's like an hour long, essentially, yeah. And overall, the ending was pretty, what do you call it? I was pretty satisfied with the ending. Now, is there going to be a second season for Kabaneri? I don't know. Maybe they might do that after Attack on Titan Season 3. But, I mean, yeah, Kabaneri it was cool. You know, just like, once again, nice. I'm doing this over again, but when did Kabaneri came out? So this movie came out spring of 2019, actually. That's not that far off. So let me see. And then Kabaneri, the anime, came out 3 years ago in 2016. So 3 years ago from now, I was 19. I graduated high school. Or no, maybe I graduated high school. I was starting in college. That's when it aired. So yeah, you know, all these movies of old series that I watched in my earlier otaku days, like, you know, they're just strolls down memory lane, and they were super fun and enjoyable. And I'm just like, man, I watched so much anime back in the day. I watched so much anime in my lifetime. But these movies brought me back to those animes that I watched in high school or entering college and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yo, these are really enjoyable. I want to go back and watch these series again, or these anime again. You know, I want to watch Non Biyori. I want to watch both seasons of Non Biyori. I want to watch both seasons of Is the Order of Rabbit. I want to watch the Chunibyo anime season 1 and 2. I kind of want to see Kabaneri. That's a debatable one. But, you know, I thought that it was super awesome to watch these movies and have a great time with my friend who's a weeb like myself. Because, I'll talk about this another time, but, you know, I like, in low-key, in my whole family, I'm like one of the only anime guys or weebs or otakus or whatever in my family. I'm like the rarest of thing. Like, everyone else is like there's only like 1 to 2 or 3 people in my family who know what anime is, watch anime, or read manga and stuff like that. Although these people, they're not on my level and stuff, and, you know, buying figurines and shit and like posters and stickers and whatnot. So yeah, they know what anime is. They see a few animes like My Hero or whatever, but they're not like on my otaku weebness level. But it's whatever. It's fine. I'll get to that another topic. But in terms of movies that I haven't seen yet, Weathering with You. So Your Name, Makoto Shinkai. So there's been so much talk and trailers of Makoto Shinkai's next film after the success of Your Name, which is called Weathering with You. And I saw a few teasers and trailers and so on. The trailer looks amazing. The music sounds freaking great. I've been listening to the music from the trailer over and over again. I listened to it in work. I listened to it like over here, my soundtrack thing over here, this speaker. And I'm just like, damn, dude, it has that feel to it, or like the director's feel, Makoto Shinkai feel to it. Now, the film looks good, or at least it looks interesting enough. But, you know, I have a feeling that it's gonna get super compared to Your Name after it gets released. I don't even know when it gets released, but, you know, Your Name was a very great movie. I won't say it's actually, I don't know. My favorite anime movie would have to be either Your Name or Summer Wars. That's like, of the two, I think I'm leaning more towards Summer Wars, just because of like the the themes in that movie. But overall, Your Name looks great as a movie too. And I really like Your Name. I got the DVD Blu-ray thing over here. You can't see it in my desk. It's up there. I got the manga. I got the art book, and I'm just like, yeah, Your Name was so awesome and stuff. And then when I heard that the internet heard that he was working on the next movie and shit, everyone freaking blew their minds. And I'm just like, and they saw the teaser images and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it looks good. The trailer looks good. And the music is done by the same band, Radwimps. I forget. Did I pronounce that wrong? I feel like I'm pronouncing it wrong. Radwimps? Yeah, I'm pretty Radwimps. Pretty sure. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry, but they got the same band to do the next movie too, so it just has this like sort of feeling of connectiveness that I really enjoy. So a good example of this feeling is with Day Live, because Day Live has the same band doing the openings. I don't know about the endings, don't quote me on that, but like it's Sweet Arms doing the openings all the time, and they sound sometimes similar in their music cue or their sound or whatever. So it's just like, oh yeah, this is Day Live. This sounds like Day Live, and I really like that feeling here. That they have Radwimp singing the theme or whatever, or the soundtrack, and I'm just like, yes, it feels like a Makoto Shinkai film or something like that. I don't want to say that's how it is, but like it kind of. Well, I don't know how many films he's done. A lot of other films, like The Garden of the Word. Is it The Garden of Words? I forget. There's so many movies. Is The Garden of Words not Garden of Kyokai? I feel like that it is. The Garden of something. I forget. 5 meters per centimeters per second. There's that movie too. Yeah, he's done a bunch of movies, but then like I think like with this like with Your Name and Weathering with You, like they're gonna have some sort of like connective little thing here, because they just kind of have like the same little anime style, and then they have the bands singing them the same music and soundtrack. So I just kind of feel like they're well known or whatever. But I mean, overall, the trailer, I might do a separate video for analyzing the trailer, but I don't know about that. We'll see if that happens or not. But yeah, I mean, the Weathering with You trailer looks awesome. The soundtrack is gonna be done by Radwimp, so I'm enjoying it so much. And that's about it for that. I need to see when that comes out. Actually, let me take a look, shall we? With the power of the internet and my iPad at my side, I shall hack Weathering. Okay, here we go. Premiered summer 2019. Oh, it's coming up in a few months from now. I don't know about the Americas or the world, but it's coming out in Japan very soon, actually. Summer 2019. Yeah, that's next season. Okay, so that is it for the Domotaku podcast. I don't really have too much to say anymore, or nothing that comes to my mind at least. It's felt great talking about all the anime that I've missed out on and enjoyed throughout my lifetime. It feels like relieving a little bit. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the Domotaku, or listening. I don't know what we call it, but thanks guys for tuning in. Whatever. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. This is a video, but I call it a podcast, and you can either watch it or listen to it. It doesn't matter. Thank you for listening or whatever. And if you guys have any questions or comments about whatever I discussed in the animes or whatever, feel free to leave a comment section below. And I'm trying to get back into the flow of juggling and balancing things now that I'm graduated from college and like trying to see life. I don't know, guys. I have so much free time now that I'm just like, what do I do now? It's okay. Anyways, in terms of anime, the anime season's coming to an end, so expect a video where I look at the chart, expect another podcast where I talk about the ending of every single anime, expect some returns to video gaming, because I'm trying to get back into that, mostly finish Blue Reflection and maybe stumble upon other things, because I've had some technological advancements in the recent weeks. And that Fate Grand Order, gotcha, I don't know. Yeah, manga buys, stay tuned for everything on the channel. Thank you guys for watching or listening. So I'll see you guys on the next video on the channel. So take care guys, matane, and see you guys later.